Welcome in, everybody, to this edition of From the 50, live from St. Louis, Missouri. TJ Weber, Big Web, Zach Zook, Nick Yale, Nick Tolley behind the ones and twos for Conference Championship Weekend. We're finally here. NFC Championship, AFC Championship coming at you this afternoon, tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Boys, we're down to it, man. The final 3 games of the season. You got Super Bowl in 2 weeks. You got conference championships today. It's exciting. It's a little sad, but it's exciting the fact that we got 2 great games today.
It's not sad yet. I mean, you can feel it in the air, baby. You can feel it. We got soup percolating on the stove right now.
Yeah?
Everybody's getting ready. It's a little crisp outside. This is beautiful. I'm on fire right now.
Zook, how we doing, man?
Oh, boy, I'm excited, boys. I mean, it's not every year that your favorite team plays on Championship Sunday. I've been lucky enough to view the Packers a decent amount of times, but they've lost almost every single time.
Yeah.
Dating back to the Super Bowl that they won against the Steelers back in 2011, 2012.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, so so I always get confused on whether it's the season or the Super Bowl, over what year you say. Like, oh, they won the Super Bowl in this year.
Right.
Do you refer to it as the season that it was played, or the year that the actual Super Bowl game was played?
I think the year.
You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be the year that the season started.
Right.
So,
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, last year when we sat here, I picked the Packers, and I was excited to watch the game, but you kind of knew the 49ers were a wagon, and it was going to take something special for them to win. This year, I feel like my favorite team's the wagon, and Tampa's got to come up to face the Packers and beat us. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
Nick, how we doing in Reno, sir? What's going on?
Oh, man, all is right in the world this week. TJ is going to officially finish last in the standings, so we love to see that. And I have an opportunity to tie Zook at the top, or maybe even take the lead, but I think our pick's got to be complete opposite, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, yeah, it's tough to see me go the end of the standings. We're not used to seeing it, so I had to give you boys some time to, enjoy yourself, I guess. Enjoy the picks, and we'll see you next season. That's all I got to say about that. So next week, I'll be signing that I suck at picking football games. It's just going to hurt because you got permanent marker going on that sign. It's going to have my name and the year. It's going to hurt. So
It's kind of like signing the bags box in a negative fashion.
yeah, so we have a rule when we play bags. Nick calls it cornhole. If you make 4 in a row, you get to sign the box with permanent marker. If you lose football games for the entire year, you sign the I suck at picking football games sign. It's not the same thing. It sucks. So
Little ceremony next week.
yeah, that'll be fun over the years. A little mashup of that. How many times we've signed that thing? Should we have one that says I'm good at picking football games and the winner signs that?
No.
Nah.
We're into negativity and punishment on this show.
Winner gets a pat on the back for 30 seconds and moves on.
We're into
Loser,
just
we have
giving
a whole
everybody shit
ceremony
for doing crappy, not doing good.
The crown time's down to about this.
You're welcome to get involved, but at any point in time, you can text in 314-877-8597 on the text line. You can comment down below here on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever you may be watching this morning. And we're just kind of breaking it down. Again, only 2 games to pick later on. We're definitely gonna get to that. Let's talk about some storylines, though, boys. Real quick, the biggest one, the most recent one, Matthew Stafford and the Lions agreeing to part ways. Stafford, I think, is ready to move on, try to win a championship, try to fucking make the playoffs, at least. And the Lions kind of agreed. It's a rebuilding situation. They're done. They know that he's going to leave regardless, so it's time to get something out of him. So your guys' first reactions to Stafford officially can not be a Detroit Lion next season?
Well, I want to hear honestly your take on it before. Like, I mean, it's your favorite team, and I think it's the best move for the franchise. But how do you sit back and reflect on it now? As Stafford's going to be gone, and then what do you want them to do at the quarterback position moving forward? Do you want to draft a guy now, or are you looking elsewhere in free agency?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy where I expected this to happen, but then now that it's officially done, it's kind of like a whoa, sit back moment. I'm happy for him. I think I really do want to see him win or get a chance to win. He wasn't going to do it in Detroit. I thought for a long time they were set up to win, and just didn't work out with coaching, didn't work out with the receivers. They kept taking pieces away from him, and he just I give it up to him for being the way he was. He was good in the community. He was good with the team. Good with the franchise, and he was never complaining publicly. I'm sure he was pissed off. Dude's a gunslinger. In my opinion, one of the most underrated quarterbacks of all time. And now he gets a chance to showcase his talent. Like, the Lions weren't going to win. Now he can go win somewhere else, hopefully. So I'm happy for him. As far as the team goes, I think it's going to be a couple shitty years. I don't know what quarterback situation is going to happen. I don't know if they're looking at a top pick. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. So right now, I think it's going to be kind of a filler situation, and they're not going to be looking for their franchise guy this year. But I could be wrong. Dan Campbell seems like a psychopath, so I don't know if that's good or not. But I'm excited for the future. Let's say that. So good luck to Stafford, and hopefully Dan Campbell doesn't kill somebody.
He's just going to eat their kneecaps. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dan Campbell to me was a very interesting hire by Detroit. Some of these coaching hires didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, and that was certainly one of them. But they knew that the coaching staff knew going in that Matthew Stafford was on the way out. I think Indianapolis, we talked about it before the show, would be an interesting landing spot for him, just because Phil Rivers retires and then Breeze obviously retiring in New Orleans. I think those are interesting landing spots. New Orleans is probably going to stick with Jameis Winston, but Indianapolis is probably a quarterback away from being a real title contender. And so you get a guy like Stafford coupled with your wide receivers. T.Y. albeit banged up at times is a pretty good wide receiver. And then you have Michael Pittman, who you drafted this year. That's going to be an interesting landing spot if Indianapolis can bring the pieces and put together to send to Detroit to land Matthew Stafford. But I'm excited for all the quarterback movement in this offseason.
It's going to be crazier than last year. Deshaun apparently came out and said that he'd be willing to be traded to Miami and the Jets. Imagine
New York
wanting to be traded to the Jets.
I said that on the midweek show. New York being an interesting landing spot.
Why would he want to go there, though? I get why they would want him, but why would he
city.
want to go there?
He might have a relationship with Saleh.
Yeah.
I guess.
I kind of like the staff that they're building over there. I think Joe Douglas, their GM, kind of knows what he's doing, and then he hires Saleh, who brings Matt LaFleur's brother, in to be the OC. I think that it's still probably likely that the Jets hang on to Darnold. Like, I don't know who gets the final say in that. Saleh being a defensive guy, I wonder how much input he'll have, which I think it's interesting that they went with the defensive guy when they have this quarterback conundrum right now. But if I had to guess, I'd guess Michael LaFleur really likes Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really interested to see what they do, and all the quarterback movement, like Nick said, like it's getting exciting, and it feels like a lot of times we hear about all these rumors and not a whole lot actually comes of it. But it's like Matthew Stafford's moving on. Like that in and of itself is a huge story.
And Drew Brees and Philip Rivers are done. Like, that's wild.
Crazy.
It's
Do you
thought
guys
that.
think,
Go ahead,
do you guys
Nick.
think Roethlisberger will retire? I know that Haskins is now with the Steelers.
I think it's time. I don't know if he's going to, but I think it's time. I really do.
I heard somebody earlier this week said I think that they thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers would like for him to do what Phil did, which said, thanks guys, I'm out, because it puts you in this weird spot of, like, we've had this guy his whole career.
They're not going to push him out.
Can we win with this old guy? Or do we try to get somebody else? And what's that look like? And it puts you just in a weird spot as a franchise, which is why I have mocked a quarterback to the Steelers in mock drafts for the last 2 years, and they have not done it. So
Look at Mason Rudolph. He's the future.
No,
I
they
think
signed
they
Dwayne Haskins.
No,
remember?
I know. I'm saying originally it was.
No, I know. Well, and Haskins, too,
Rodgers.
is like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. So ranked 35th out of 36 in PFF this year.
If I had to guess from that signing, it's a backup plan, and they're going to give Ben one more year. And they're
he's not taking Ben's spot.
Ownership's sitting there going, Ben, this is it. We're giving you one season. We're being nice there. Just you're either getting it done or you're out, and that's it. You're not Tom Brady. Like, sorry about you. Like, you're done. I mean, it's the way it is. And I guarantee he's never going to play anywhere else. He's going to be done once the Steelers are done with him, I think. He just looks sloppy. He looks old. He looks.
Yeah,
They got so sour in the middle of the year for no reason. I mean, they were in a great position, and they just shit
look at that.
right
Look
there.
at that team, though. That defense is elite, and certainly the injuries cost them late in the season when they got banged up. But that defense could be a top defense in the league, and their offensive weapons, running backs, wide receivers, they have all the pieces. I would just say, Roethlisberger, you're done. We're moving on to the QB, because what does that say to the rest of the team that is sitting there competing, gets 11 wins, goes 11-0, and then falters late in the season because their quarterback got hurt and their quarterback shit the bed? Like, that was, to me, the biggest, more so than the defense, was just the offense not be able to move the ball. Certainly the wide receivers couldn't catch the damn ball to save their life at the end of the season, but you're in a similar situation, kind of like Indy was, where you have an old quarterback. Time to move on. Why give him even another year?
And you're right. You're right. He's a turnover machine, especially during that sour period in the middle there. He's pretty much the reason they tanked. So I agree with you 100%.
Well, and then, like, what did you just say about Indianapolis? Rivers did fine, but imagine having a top quarterback with that team. I mean, they're set. Right. If they get Stafford, I think they're a Super Bowl contender. That's a big statement, but I really, truly think that.
I would love to see the futures odds on that.
Yeah,
I think Matt. Yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him to be moving on. I hope he lands in a good spot, like you're saying. He's very talented, and it's something that probably Rivers should have done a long time ago.
Yeah,
change scenery, get somewhere new, and make it happen.
And honestly, he did with the Colts, but the Colts more just gave him a chance to keep playing. The Chargers were done with him, and then the Colts said, "Here's another chance. See what you can do. We got a decent setup. We don't have a quarterback. Andrew Luck kind of fucked us over, so here we are." And, everybody knew he was a bridge gap to the next guy. We just didn't know who the next guy was. Now, how many years does Stafford have left? I don't know. I don't know what – I think he can play probably another 3 or 4, right? At least.
Yeah.
If he stays healthy. So, yeah, that's a good situation for Indy. But, who knows who else is going to offer Stafford? He's a good quarterback. He's got a gunslinger of an arm, and the Bears could be after him. There could be a lot of different teams. Would Detroit trade him to Chicago? I don't know.
I don't think so. I've heard that as a landing spot, and that's the thing is, like, he isn't necessarily going to decide where he goes. It's going to be whoever gives the best package because it's going to be a trade, not a free agent signing. So, back to the Roethlisberger thing, though, Nick, I thought you brought up an interesting point, and I think you're right, and I bet a lot of people in Pittsburgh are asking the same thing. Like, can you waste another year of this elite defense? Defenses don't stay elite for that long of a time period. It felt like the Legion of Boom was going to stay around forever, and it was really, 3 to 5 years, and it was not the same again. So can you afford to waste another elite year of that Pittsburgh defense? Like, they clearly are not Super Bowl contenders with Big Ben. They might win 12 games, but they're not going to win the AFC.
Right.
So, like, at what point do you in the front office make the tough call of, like, you know what, this guy's not a starting quarterback anymore. We need to go get somebody else. And clearly they took the half measure with Haskins, which signals to me that they're going to give him another year. But if it were me, I think it's always better a year too early than a year too late. And I know it's a hard decision, but even guys like Phillip Rivers and Aaron Rodgers have aged much more gracefully than have Ben Roethlisberger. Rivers is probably a little shorter on talent than Ben, if all things are equal, and they're both 25. But I think Rivers at this stage of his career is better than Big Ben is, and we give Rivers a ton of shit.
I agree. So yeah, we do.
I don't think Big Ben's a starting level quarterback right now.
Then there's to me a pretty high ceiling on Dwayne Haskins as a quarterback. The talent is certainly there. He's not old, doesn't have those injuries, anything. Maybe it was just a culture fit with the football team and with their organization that it didn't work out. But this guy's still a top draft pick, played at Ohio State, like, has the talent and has probably more weapons in Pittsburgh than he had in Washington. So, that was the biggest question with that defense is, like, okay, if Roethlisberger's turning the ball over, the defense is out there the entire fucking game. And now maybe if you get Haskins that at least can manage the team a little bit better, and not for the team, because again, he probably has his own problems as a young athlete. But if he can find the right culture fit for that offense and lead that team, they might have something in Haskins where they don't actually have to go out and spend a bunch or spend high draft picks on a quarterback, because they already spent their draft pick, sent it to Miami to get Minka Fitzpatrick on that defense.
I think the hardest part for the Steelers to move on from Big Ben is going to be whatever that dead money is, because the cap is going to go down about $25+ million for next year.
Huge story that we'll have to talk about more in the offseason. But sure.
This salary cap is going to be hard for
Nick,
a lot of teams.
Do you know when the last time the cap went down was? I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's been going up year over year. Since I've been kind of studying football.
I don't think it's ever gone down. There was one year where it stayed flat.
Okay,
but so every other time it's gone up.
This is unprecedented. Not only is it going down, it's going down $20 million. And when you think about the yearly salary, maybe your most expensive player costs you between 20 and 30. Even your expensive pass rushers, like I think Zadarius Smith gets like $10 million a year.
Yeah.
Even your expensive players don't cost that much. So not only are you going to have to trim money to get under the cap because they backload all the deals anyway, so there's always guys getting cut, you're going to see that tenfold this offseason.
Sure, yeah.
Which is why J.J. Watt's going to get traded, which is why you're going to see some really interesting guys out on the open market, and they're not going to get the money that they want.
We'll talk about more of that in the offseason, too. There's a lot to break down with that. I think people are intrigued to see where people land with the salary cap and everything else, free agency, trade market. So it'll be fun. I think it's going to be an interesting offseason, crazier than last year. I thought last year with Cam moving, with Tampa getting Brady, I thought that was crazy. Now we got Watson maybe on the move.
I forgot
Stafford,
that Brady went to the freaking Bucks last year.
You got Breeze and Rivers retiring, maybe Big Ben. I mean, there's a lot of things to dissect in the offseason. So we'll save that for the next few weeks. But we do have football games today. Before we get to those games and break down a little bit about that, we had to bring this to everybody's attention. So yesterday on the From the 50 group chat, we always put show prep in there, and we put different things and, kind of give each other shit. Zook, comments on that he got a nice setup now. He's got a new ring light. He's got this setup for his phone now, or just a really nice setup for the show and everything. And he did a little video to kind of test it out. So take a watch here of what he sent us. No, it's not playing.
That's a beautiful face.
I kind of like that
great
shot,
face.
though.
That is the peak human performance.
Well, I'm wondering.
folks.
I mean, honestly, we can just break down the look. I mean, look at how good Zook looks in that shot.
Is it the other? Is it the other one?
It's this one. You can try this one. It should work now. There we go. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's supposed to play.
Not playing.
Well, anyway, it set up my next joke really nicely. So,
God damn it!
Zook,
Put a boom.
Zook basically did a video where he said, "Hello, everyone. Welcome into my channel. We're going to be talking about some NFL football." And this is what I thought he should do on OnlyFans or something. The way he talks. So take a listen. Did it again. What is happening here? All right, you know what? I'm going to mess with Tolly. I got this.
You're setting me up for failure over
Somebody
here.
want to give a hot take real quick?
Folks,
I'll just,
you may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
That is.
This is the ideal human face. And, when on The Office they talk about, the facial symmetry and who's
Good
the actress,
symmetry.
Tolly? Is she hot? Yeah, I am.
Now, when you look at this guy, when we're drafting faces, this is a great face. High quality nose. Look at great symmetry between
All right,
the
I
eyes.
think we got it.
Excellent
Amazing
color.
four eyes.
All right.
A nice
let's
furrowed brow.
finally set this damn thing up. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about American football and why the Packers are going to win the NFC Championship.
So that's what Zook sent us, and I thought he would be great on OnlyFans. So you can watch this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel.
Sexy fun.
Perfect.
I think that'd be perfect. So I mean, this guy has a future on OnlyFans
Yeah,
or something like that.
I was channeling my inner, Instagram star, buy this face cream from me. That was what I was
Many of you
really
have
trying
been
to
asking
channel
about my
that within
skincare
myself.
routine.
I think I did a good job.
Yo, you did. I mean, that's classic stuff. I don't know what it is, but every time you get on a video and I say, "Hey, Zook, can you do this for Christmas? Hey, can you do this for
I guess
Thanksgiving?"
yeah, you're right.
You
It's
get
not
like
the
this
first time.
seductive, "Hello, everyone. This is Zach Zook.
Hello.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas out there."
Well, I was going
Guy
with,
by the fire.
with the Christmas one.
warm sweater
That
on.
was more I was trying to be the old guy, in the sweater by the fire,
Yeah.
just very comfortable, Jim Nance vibes.
Yeah, I get that.
So
Just start at only
that's kind of my
footballfans.com.
brand now.
Yeah, only football fans.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel.
Oh, I was sitting there editing that, just laughing my ass off. Oh God, that's good stuff.
So I mean, bottom line though, what do we think of the lighting? I mean,
Oh, the lighting's great.
Yeah,
It looks great. It looks great. I
That's what we're
mean, I
doing.
think
We're
it works
upping the-
perfectly for you.
Upping the production value. Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah. That's awesome. So that's on Amazon, right? That little ring light or something. That's nice.
yeah, I think so. It
Yeah,
was
up in the air.
I think the company was UBs.
Whoa, free ads.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Blue Moon shirt, so I mean,
Yeah, literally. wear that
It's really
every
cool. I mean,
show.
you can double it as a tripod and everything else. So you can change the. I didn't send you guys this video, but I did another one where
Whoa.
they have like the
Speaking of
white light and
tripods,
then like
bro.
a cool and like a warm
Yeah.
setting. So I was like messing around with it and doing different stuff.
Is that behind the paywall?
That was that's behind the paywall.
You gotta pay the $15.
You gotta get onto the OnlyFans if you want that one. So.
pay me money. I'm not sitting here giving out free content. Come on now.
Yeah, you saw the teaser. Now, if you want the good stuff,
You want some nip? I gotta need $5. Like, let's go.
Daddy's got to pay the bills.
all caps with like the
Oh.
asterisk, warm light nip.
So maybe
Say
save the
$5 to view.
What happened to
warm
this
light
segment?
nip. Oh God, man! All right, yeah. So we might do it from the 50 OnlyFans if this keeps up. I mean, Zook's getting people hot and heavy around here, so we'll maybe be on OnlyFans. So watch out for that.
Let us know in the comments if you'll subscribe.
Yeah. If you would subscribe to the OnlyFans with Zook.
Well, we
Gotta
should
be
just
good.
do a podcast one because wasn't Nick gonna put some pics behind his OnlyFans?
I think so. That was the plan.
Yeah.
That was the
So
plan.
we'll just make a podcast one.
Nick,
with all
Nick
the
just
good
starts
stuff.
stripping and like giving out like hot takes
Yeah.
on like the Packers or something.
Instead of posting our big web rant videos on like Facebook and Twitter and stuff, like we're gonna lock it behind our OnlyFans.
I'll shave Packers minus 3.5 in my chest hair.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see. Greg Zook said, Happy Championship Day, boys. Stafford to Indy. We already talked about that. Gigi says, hubby is a Bills fan, and I am, of course, a Bucs fan.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping for this Super Bowl. Oh, really? I'm just reading what's in the text. Oh, really? But should I consider a post-36-year nuptial agreement? Oh, if the Bills and the Bucs both make it to the Super Bowl, they're gonna have a little issue there, I guess.
But these guys always have a monster Super Bowl party down there. I would imagine if it ends up being Bills and Bucks, it's going to be insane down there.
It's
It's
gonna be.
It's in Tampa.
Honestly,
too, so.
there's a
just
chance
go.
at some fun stuff. You got Gigi and Paul in Florida, the husband and wife situation. But on this show, you have Tolly with the Bills and you have Zook with the Packers.
Yeah.
I mean it could be awesome. That's what we want.
Could be a house divided.
It could
Big
be.
Web with the Chiefs.
so.
Good Big Web, big Chiefs guy.
That's right.
Yeah,
Getting there.
that's right. Big Web,
big
big
Chiefs
Chiefs
fan.
guy. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's talk about these games a little bit. So we looked at, I should say, Tolly looked up these stats on Aaron Rodgers against the Blitz this year. So this is
good
where
info.
you. What's that?
This was good info.
Oh,
Good
absolutely.
stats,
Yeah,
Tolly.
it's something to look at. So Rodgers against the Blitz against the rest of the NFL. So he loves pressure. He's right at 67% completion percentage, passer rating of 123.5. I mean, the guy he doesn't care. Pressure's on him. It opens things up. He'll find the receivers. It's just what he does. But against the Bucs, as you can see, 25% completion percentage, a 0 passer rating, and he had 2 interceptions. So you look at what the Bucs are able to do against Green Bay back in Week 6, I believe.
Yes.
It's one game. It's one game, but he's been able to tear up every other defense this year with the blitz, and Tampa didn't let him do it. So was it an off week? Is it one of those things where maybe Tampa gives him a different look where he's not sure what to do? I think it's the former. I think it's just one of those games that he just wasn't ready for him. Wasn't ready for Tampa's defense. And everybody has a bad game, even Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, all those guys. So, I don't know if I read much into this, but those stats are pretty big there.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, Todd Bowles can really dial up the blitz, and he's going to be interviewing, I think, for the Texans opening. And he's I think, going to get a head job again, in the next couple of years. So he certainly poses some problems, and they have a couple of linebackers that are really good at rushing the passer. I mean, it's the best thing they do. Usually you don't say that, especially about middle linebackers, but Levante David and Devin White, their best trait is obviously their speed, but their ability to rush the passer. Devin White in particular has like a pass rushing grade on PFF of like 84. And you think Devin White and Levante David, these guys are absolute animals in the middle of the defense. Their run grade, each of them, for the season is below 50.
Wow.
They're ass ass at stopping the run.
Yeah.
Now, I think that you have to attribute some of that to the defensive line because the linebackers are kind of second in that level of dependency. But this is a team that really gets after the passer. Like Levante David, Devin White, and then you have, of course, Shaq Barrett coming off the edge too. But another thing, and why I kind of am with you, and I don't buy into many of the stats that happened in that first game. First of all, game was in Tampa, about 70, 80 degrees. Second of all, I don't believe they had Devontae Adams. I was trying to check for that.
It was
right
his
now,
first
real quick.
game back.
His first game back,
yeah.
so that he was limited in kind of some of his reps and what he was doing. Third of all, the Buccaneers did not have a flag thrown on them in the game. Fourth of all, Aaron Rodgers threw 2 picks, as we saw on the screen. So I don't think the game script is going to go that way again, right? Like everything kind of broke the Bucs' way in that one.
The Packers did have Bakhtiari in that game, though.
They did, yeah, and they're of course missing him today, so we'll see how that affects them. They did a nice job. They have better depth on the offensive line than most teams do. They just kicked Billy Turner over to there, and then they moved Rick Wagner to the right tackle, who had started on the Lions for years. So they've done all right, and it wasn't really a factor against the Rams. But the Rams' pass rush is more up the middle with Aaron Donald, whereas the Bucs are going to be coming off the edge more.
So we know who the Packers didn't have that day, and it was just one football game. But Tampa is a whole different football team now than they were at that time of the year. And I think that's a huge factor right there. They needed time to gel. They got a new quarterback. They got all these new pieces. Gel. Now they get to the playoffs. Now they're moving forward, momentum. I think it's a whole different scenario.
Tolly said this earlier, though, and I kind of agree. The thing is with the Packers, you've been sitting there like slowly trending up. Then they hit the playoffs, and they've like put it into another level. Now, granted, they've only played one game in the playoffs, but they look fucking good. I mean, really good. Tampa's been like this the entire year. Offense, defense, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what Brady you're going to get. The fact that, yes, it is the playoffs. It's Tom Brady. He figures it out. We have a crazy stat actually coming up. Tolly, if you want to go ahead and give the audience this stat real quick. This is insane. With him after he turns 37 years old. No, you say it. Like, I want you to break it down. You've been looking into this.
Well, I mean, it's just since he turned 37, he's got 14 wins, which is the same as what Peyton Manning had in his career. Drew Brees hasn't had that many. Aaron Rodgers hasn't. Roethlisberger had 13. He's beating almost all of them in passing yards. He's right there in touchdowns, and this is just since he turned 37.
Since he's turned 37, he's
It's
done
crazy,
all that.
yeah.
So he's insane in the playoffs, obviously. The guy gets it done.
He's played
but
like what, Tyler, like a whole season and a half worth of just playoff
Just
football?
postseason games.
Just,
Well,
just
I mean, he has a
postseason
whole
games.
season since he turned 37. He's 14-3. That's
Yeah.
17
and
games.
wasn't it he hasn't played like
And a lot of times they're getting a first round bye.
yeah, exactly. He hasn't played a lot of wild card weeks. It's insane. So
Yeah, good things can happen after 37, boys, let me tell you.
it's only up from there. That's right. So the thing is, you look at that game, and Tampa is very good. But last week against New Orleans, it was the turnovers. Breeze looked like shit. And yeah, there were tip balls, some were drop passes, all that shit. But at the same time, Breeze didn't look great. New Orleans is the ones that gave the Bucs that game. Now Tampa took control of it. But if those turnovers don't happen, if Rodgers takes care of the ball today, I mean, there's a chance. They're not going to roll. It's going to be a good football game. Brady's going to keep them in it, but they could be okay today. Like I just don't love the Bucs. So many people are like locked in on Brady.
Yeah,
he's good, but you've seen him on a roller coaster. Aaron Rodgers is just getting better.
So many people are watching that Tampa Bay game from last week, and a lot of people were on Tampa Bay over New Orleans, and rightfully so. I still think like last week's bet, New Orleans was the correct bet. They just turned the ball over, but like I said, Brady didn't win that game. The Saints gave him that game, and I don't think today in Lambeau with Rodgers, he's not going to make those same mistakes that Breeze made. And certainly, you can make the argument that Rodgers' wide receiver weapons are much better than New Orleans, even with a Michael Thomas that didn't score. Have any catches. You have Devontae Adams, and they'll get that pressure on him, but again, I think it's one of those things where it's a fluke of a game when they went down to Tampa and played Tampa during the season. But both teams are going to be ready today. Both teams are trending upwards in the right direction. I was very impressed by Brady and how he limited the passes and really ran the ball with their two arguably first number one running backs in Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. And that's the same thing they're going to do today against the Packers run D that's awful. So that's the one thing I think that if you're betting Tampa Bay, you can be excited about, especially with the snow, even if the snow likely to be done by game time, but I would expect a healthy dose of that run again with Tampa tonight.
And TJ, I think that what you hit on earlier is something that we've been talking about on this show since like October, and that's the fact that the Tampa Bay Bucks don't really have an identity. And Big Web is right. They have more of an identity now than they did at the beginning of the season. They've had some time to gel and come together as an offense. But still, what would you say they hang their hat on? To me, I'd say, if anything, it's defense, because offensively, we don't know if they're going to push it down the field. We don't know if they're going to check it up short. We don't know if they're going to run the ball like they did last week in the playoffs, dead set on running the football. So do they try to do that and come out and do that again? I kind of think they will try to establish a running attack against the Green Bay Packers. But what do they do well? What are they when it gets to nut cutting time and they need to play? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Who are they going to? And what has been the bread and butter for them? And I don't think they really. I think they're lacking in that area because they have so much. They have such an embarrassment of riches, especially at the skill positions, that I don't know what they're going to do. And perhaps that's actually an advantage to them because it's tougher to game plan for. But I think if you don't have, a tried and true formula offensively, that you can struggle in these games.
Well, now go ahead.
I would take, like, if I was Arians, I would look at it as, hey, look at the momentum that they had last week in their running game with Rojo and Fournette. I mean, they had some momentum going there on the ground.
Yeah.
And New Orleans is a better run defense than the Green Bay Packers are.
But
so
the Packers defense won that game last week. I mean, Aaron played great. Their offense was rolling, but the Rams couldn't do shit. I mean, they were all over Akers for a lot of that game, and they just got pressure on Goff. They knew, and again, Tom Brady's not Jared Goff, but I'm saying
the Rams are broken offense, and they were when they went into that football game. I just think they're going to be. I think Tampa's going to have some success on the ground against Green Bay.
But you also sit there, and this is a big part of it. They're in Lambeau Field, and it's cold, and it's snowy, and Aaron Rodgers, I've said this before, he goes into Jedi mode when he's at fucking Lambeau. It's insane. So
right.
No,
I'm with you. I'm just talking about while on their side of the ball, when Tampa's got the football, he's looking for an identity.
No, right.
I'm
and I'm not just saying Aaron. I'm saying the whole team's going to be just extra motivated, I feel like, playing in Lambeau. Their defense last week looked insane, and they haven't looked good all year.
I tell you what, as far as finding a take on both of these football games and digging in and seeing what's really going on, I think the biggest thing that happened in the games last weekend was that Tampa's defense, because of the lack of New Orleans' ability to get down the football field, they pinched up tight, and they did a good job on defense down there.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to do that against Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers is going to be able to open this game up a lot more than New Orleans could, and I think that's going to be the advantage of the Green Bay Packers right there.
And I think it's going to rest hugely, Big Web. Like you said, I expect the Tampa Bay Bucks to come out running the football.
They have to.
Have to.
There's no AB today. Mike Evans is trying to come back from that hyperextended knee. If Jair Alexander,
and who's going to guard him?
Exactly.
Or is he going to be on Chris Godwin? If you shut him down, you put your lesser corner on a hobbled up Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a really good point.
You have Gronk left.
I'll be interested to see how they play that. And after you bring that up, I think I would probably put Kevin King on Mike Evans. Now, Jair they don't travel a lot. They like to keep their defense set, but there will be times in which I think he's guarding different guys, but he'll be on one of the two. And I just think that the Bucks are going to have to try and establish that run. Packers defense is 13th in DVOA, but I think a lot of that is to do with the offense. Like you were saying, they're not on the field hardly at all. And then sometimes they still just get marched on.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that it's going to be a huge game for time up. If the Packers can possess the ball and get the advantage in time of possession like Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers love to do, and if they can at least have some early success against stopping the run, I think it's going to be an uphill battle for the Bucks. One other thing is that the Packers played a lot of man coverage last week against the Rams to try to take away some early options for Jared Goff and allow their pass rush, which is really the only strength minus Jair and that secondary of the defense, and give that pass rush some time to get at Jared Goff. I think they'll try to do the same thing against Tom Brady, who's also immobile. So expect more of that. I just think that if they can get some success against the run with that plan in the passing game, I think it's going to be really hard for the Bucks.
Do you? I'm going to give you guys this prop bet parlay. See if you like this. It's all Packers offense, the entire thing. There's one that scares me a little bit, but I want to see what you think. Got Devontae Adams over 89.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers over 283.5 passing yards.
Okay.
Here's the tough one. Jamal Williams over 19.5 rushing yards.
I actually like that one the
kind of like
best.
that, right?
I like that one the best.
AJ Dillon kind of it's that one scares me. He might
when
be
he got
in there a little
rocked
bit, but
last week.
yeah.
So,
And then Tanyan over 32.5 receiving yards.
Tanyan's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's just hit or miss with
Okay.
Tanyan.
Yeah. But you like Jamal Williams, so that's the one I was actually worried about.
I like Jamal Williams better than I like, I don't know, the first two you
payout?
mentioned.
Odds are plus 714, so if you put 5 on it, it's $35 win. 40 back total. So not bad. Not bad. Little just side prop parlay for you.
You need it to be a Devontae game.
Oh, yeah. For sure,
big
Devontae and
I think the
maybe a
Packers need to
Tanyan
be a
out of
Devontae
nowhere.
game.
Yeah, they do. And that's what Aaron does, though. He can be double covered. They find a way to get him the ball. There's always plays that they have.
Definitely the best wide receiver in the league right now.
What happens if you take
watch-
Rodgers,
you got
just two of
Stephon
them,
Diggs.
like Rodgers and the guy with 19 yards?
Wait, you talk? Aaron and then Jamal Williams?
Yeah.
I don't know. I took a screenshot of it, so I don't have it in
It
front of me.
should be. I mean, what do you got? 4 quantity bets on the main one?
Yeah, it's 4, so it's plus
that's
714.
giving you 7 to 1. So you ought to be around 2 to 1 or something.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah,
you
not bad.
know one thing I'll say if you are, it sounds like you already placed that one.
Yeah.
But one thing I would consider if I was doing a player prop, I've always liked Devontae Adams' touchdown over the yards because he is like their only. I mean, they go to Tanyan a lot down there too, and they do some different stuff, and they'll run it in a decent amount. But God, I had Devontae Adams on my fantasy team this year, and it just felt like
So
the
did
guy
I.
gets so many targets in the red zone and close to the goal line. It's insane.
I think he had like 18 touchdowns or something ridiculous.
Just
this year.
ridiculous.
Crazy.
And the guy played 14 games, I think. So.
Gigi said, I see From the 50 was honored with a spot on Bleacher Report this week. Way to go, boys. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. So we got Big Web reacting to the Browns' fumble and touchback and got it on Bleacher Report. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
I
to see
love
that
the.
kid.
I think you sent this. Did you send it to the group chat or
Yeah.
post on Twitter? The side by side of Big Web's face and Kevin
With
Stefanski. So funny. Oh my god.
I thought about making that our Twitter
What the
header.
fuck are you doing?
That's such a meme.
Well, I didn't tell you guys. So Dad, like right after that, he goes, "Oh, we got to do more next week. We got to do more next week. We're on the radar. We're on the radar."
Don't worry. We got you covered.
We get on Book It Sports too, man. BookItSports.app, Nick. You can download online right now. A lot of people getting involved on that Book It Sports.
A lot of people, baby. Record numbers, day after
to see
day. Closing on the bag this week. Working on it.
Beard's coming back.
It is.
Beard's coming back,
slowly
baby.
but surely. Yeah.
Might have good news by the end of the week.
Wow. You want to do breaking news? Well, we're not going to have a show next week. By the way, that's a perfect segue into next week. Pro Bowl week. No one gives a shit about the Pro Bowl week.
There is no
There
game
There is
anyway.
no game anyway. So we will be doing midweek, breaking down the conference championship games, and then that's about it. So we will not be having a live show next Sunday.
Be a short one.
Be a short one. But I think that's fine. I mean, we'll talk more. Super Bowl week's going to be huge, and we'll have a lot of fun. Be live for probably 2 hours on that one. Do some fun things and see what's going on. But nobody cares about Pro Bowl week.
You think we're percolating today? Wait till Super Bowl.
Oh,
I
yeah.
went last year. I went to the Pro Bowl last year.
Yeah, you did. That's where you met Trent, right?
Yep.
All started right there.
Sure was.
Book It Sports Train. All right, let's go to the other game. The night game tonight. The Bills will be going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is in, but he's banged up. He's got a nerve thing in his neck. He's got a really bad turf toe injury going on, and he has to find a way to win. They got some cornerbacks that are banged up. The Bills right now are in a good spot, it seems like, but the game's in Kansas City. A lot of Chiefs fans.
A lot of Bills fans there too. I saw a
You know-
Is
video.
there a lot of Bills fans?
You know,
yeah.
I tell you what, I was
Mafia.
thinking about this point of the show.
They would travel to
yesterday.
Siberia to watch their team.
I was
play.
thinking about this point of the show yesterday, going, okay, well, I'm going to see what Tolly's going to throw up on the screen. How many are in Bill's favor with the facts that he puts up there?
Well, we do have one here with Ed Oliver. So, again, the big story will be, can the Buffalo Bills get to the Kansas City Chiefs? Will they be able to get to Mahomes? Mahomes is banged up. Probably a good situation for them to blitz a lot today. Ed Oliver, D-tackle for the Buffalo Bills. He's got a PFF run defense grade of just 30.1 this season. But, again, He has a total pressures of 36. He's going to have to get to Mahomes. He's going to have to be able to put pressure on him, not make him get comfortable, because he's not going to be as mobile as he has been of late because of his toe. So he's going to be sitting in the pocket more. He's got plenty of weapons out there still. They have to put pressure on him and squeeze in there and hopefully get to him. That's the only way Buffalo is going to be able to stop him. CEH is back today, but I don't know how much that's going to really help Kansas City. He's also banged up. So it is Mahomes. They're going to keep him in the pocket. They're going to make him throw the football. But the Bills have to either make him try to run uncomfortably out of the pocket or just somehow squeeze him in and give him no time. So a big stat right there. Ed Oliver's got to be able to get to him, and that's how they're going to win.
He's got to improve on that run defense grade of 30.1 too. The
Yeah,
guy was
that's bad.
Drafted in the top 10. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think about the Bills' defense against the the Bills' defense against the Chiefs' offense in this one?
I think it's gonna be tough. I think that they're at their biggest advantage obviously is Patrick Mahomes with the turf toe, because Josh Allen likes to move around. Maybe one of the more mobile, proven good passing quarterbacks. Patty's right up there with him in terms of the style and where they like to throw the ball from. Patrick obviously is going to have to be more contained to the pocket. It'll be interesting to see if it affects him or how much it's going to affect him in this game. But I just think that the Bills are going to be hard pressed to kind of stop them, because what logic would tell me that the Bills would want to do is load the box, take away the run, and then they have a very talented secondary also. So maybe press up and take away some of their wide receivers, but you can't do that because Tyreek Hill is going to absolutely roast you down the field. So how do they deal with Travis Kelce in the middle of the field too?
Tremaine Edmonds.
I would imagine
Always
that
got the answers. He's ready.
I would
Ask the
imagine that
question.
Travis Kelce is going to be a huge part of the Chiefs' game plan today over the middle of the field because of Patrick Mahomes' perceived lack of mobility. So Tremaine Edmonds, as Tolly mentioned, really good linebacker with speed that had been injured, right? First half of the season is playing a lot better. So if they can take away, Kelce with him or some safeties, they have really good safeties in Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. I'll be interested to see if Edmonds can run with him or stick with him down the field. So
He can.
Peanut gallery over
no
there.
problem.
I mean, we'll find out.
Yeah, find out real quick.
I don't feel good about any linebacker covering Kelce one-on-one.
No.
Just
Well,
because
then-
of his ability to sit in holes in the zone. But Tremaine Edmonds is very talented.
That's what makes them so tough, though, is because you have Tyreek Hill who can break away from anybody. Okay, you cover him. There's Travis Kelce. Okay, you cover him. Mecole Hardman's going deep. Like they got so many things they can do, unfortunately, in that offense. Now, with Edwards-Helaire, they can also do the dump off, which Lev Bell's out today. They haven't used him a ton, so that doesn't really matter. We'll see how the injury works with Edwards-Helaire, but they like to dump it down to him as well in the flat on a little check down. So that's what makes them so dangerous. So the Bills are going to have to find a way to swarm Patty and just make him uncomfortable. It's the only way.
The Bills' defense does match up with the Chiefs better than I think a lot of teams in the league do, because you have Tre'Davious White that you can stick on Tyreek Hill. You got a couple different options you can stick on Travis Kelce. You have a couple of different pass rushing threats. They have Matt Milano in the middle of the defense now, which has really helped their run defense, because in the game they played against the Chiefs on that Tuesday night, the Chiefs just were content to run it down their throat, and they didn't even really have to do much in terms of passing the football. It's going to be a much different story. I mean, similar to the Bucs-Packers game, it's going to be a different story today. And I'd expect the Chiefs to have a much more difficult time running on the Bills this week than they did in the first matchup.
TJ, last week against Baltimore, you said if the Bills play like this, they're going to get smoked by
the first half.
Kansas City.
Yeah,
So
3-3.
You look at Kansas City, and there's two huge things going on with obviously the toe. The turf toe is huge because if he's immobile or somewhat immobile, it's going to affect Patrick and what he's doing. And then Edwards-Helaire is a huge piece, man, for a rookie. This guy had a fantastic year and just a great, like you say, a flip out, check down pass. He can make things happen and gain a lot of yards. If those two guys were healthy, 100% healthy, you're probably looking at a 7-point spread here in this football game. I'm not kidding. They're not healthy. We as bettors or someone looking at a football game before 2 o'clock, we're kind of going, okay, I like Kansas City. I like what they do. I like what they've done all year. But, man, these two pieces are scary this morning as far as really locking down and putting something together on. I still like Kansas City. I think they'll be fine if the Bills get the right hit on Mahomes and mess that toe up and hurt his mobility, and they got to rely on Henne, even though anything can happen.
Big Bad Chad.
If they
I
can
don't
knock
know.
him out, I think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they're
for sure.
They're not. They're
There's
not.
no way-
They're not the
No,
Browns.
if
Are they going to do that,
I mean,
Tolly? Are they
well,
going to go for
is
it?
that-
all due respect to the Browns, the Bills are in a different
Is
stratosphere.
that Bill's fashion or what though? To have Chad Henne lead them to the Super Bowl?
Don't stop it.
God, how bad
Stop
would that be?
it,
I
he
mean,
says.
you guys have been just heartbroken over the years, and then
Let's not
fucking Chad
forget.
Henne beat you. God,
Let's not
It's our-
forget
hey, we-
who's the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Here. You know
Yeah.
they've been game planning all week for this. Whatever, regardless of the foot injury, yeah, they have Tyreek Hill in the flat, wide receiver screen, let him make the move. I mean, there is not a DB in the league that can cover Tyreek Hill when he gets out in space, and I think you're going to see a lot of that happen today. And they know Patty Mahomes is not good, but he took almost close to full team snaps on Thursday, the most important day of practice. So they installed some special package. They got Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy have something up their sleeve that they're going to be ready. And credit Sean McDermott, because I think he's going to be ready for it too. So it's going to be a little chess match today between those two coaches.
Well, since you guys want to disrespect Trey Edmonds and Trey White so much,
you know he had Bill stats.
in Week 6, Tyreek Hill 3 catches, 20 yards. Travis Kelce 3 catches, 39 yards.
How many targets though?
Kelsey had 5. Tyreek Hill only had 3. He was
there
so
you go.
locked down they couldn't
There
even
you
throw
go.
the ball to him.
But he
I-
caught all 3.
I guess
That's
my,
for
my
20
only
yards.
my only point with that is I think that they were the reason I asked is because I think that they put a huge emphasis on the run in that football game,
Yeah.
and they're gonna have to throw it
Well,
to those guys
the-
more.
The Bills just played back, said we're not giving up the big play, and dared them to run, and that was a game without Matt Milano. So,
Sure.
I mean, that stuff's not going to
Do
happen.
you think, Tolly, that they're going to take that same approach? Because I generally think that's the way to beat them, is to like contain them, and then when they get in the red zone, something we haven't talked about yet today is Bills' red zone defense is amazing.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs' offense
have
is
struggled.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
have.
rely on the big play to get into the end zone a lot of the time.
Good point.
I think that's a huge factor in today's game. And if do the Bills keep that game plan of, all right, we'll let you pass it down the field, but when you get to about the 30, when you get to the 25, we're going to tighten it up. There's not going to be as much room and space for you to run your offense, and we're going to make you kick 5 field goals.
The Raiders started that mid-year. The Raiders started that. They were the first one to Gruden and boys. They researched that and they made that happen. And they beat the Chiefs. The first one to beat the Chiefs.
I don't put much stock in it, but Jordan Poyer did say in one of his interviews that they are not running the same game plan as in Week 6. But that's also what a player is saying to the media. I don't really
And
know.
it's-
if he's
and it's
telling the
ambiguous.
It
truth.
could
it's
be anything.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And they're not going to give anything to the media like that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about real quick the Bills' offense then. Josh Allen getting a chance here, man, to lead Buffalo to the Super Bowl. It's a big game for Josh Allen. This is a huge game. He's been having an unbelievable year. Some people would argue MVP caliber year. And this is the test. I mean, you get to go to the Super Bowl if you win this game. Buffalo's been waiting for it to get back. They got a good offense. Him and Diggs have really been hooking up lately. And do we know about Gabriel Davis's injury? I heard he was possibly out. Is that for sure? Do we know?
He's a game time decision. They did elevate Kenny Stills from the practice squad, so we'll see who's
Oh, well,
active.
thank
who's
God Kenny
inactive.
Stills is there. Now they're
Kenny
really going to win.
Stills, we're good to go then.
We're good to go now. Kenny Stills is in. Okay. No, but I think Josh has a chance here. I mean, there's a little bit of injury situation going on in the Chiefs secondary, and I think this is going to be a big running game for him just to escape. And I don't know if Kansas City's going to be able to keep up with him. So it's if the Chiefs want to stop Josh Allen, in my opinion, they have to rush him and kind of do a QB contain, because I think he's going to be ready to run. I do. The entire game, throw something at them they're not ready for. But he also, I think, will find his receivers. I think he's going to be ready for this game. Like Tolly said, a bunch of Bills fans coming out there. But we've kind of waited to see if he's ready for the big moment. I don't think what we saw in the first half last week was really Josh Allen and what he's capable of, obviously. But in the playoffs, too, I think that they're capable of so much more. We saw a ton more going on in the regular season, at the end of the regular season. You got the game. He knows how big this is. Mahomes is a little bit injured. Their offense is a little bit tattered. It's time to step it up. So we're going to find out real quick if he's a big-time quarterback. I think he's ready to go. I think it's going to be a good game. And I think he's not going to not dominate, but I think he's going to get done what he needs to get done.
Yeah, man, will he keep his cool? That's another big thing to keep in mind. I mean, he's gotten over that hurdle of winning a couple playoff games now. So will he be able to, step up in the big moment? Also worth noting, Josh Allen loves to move the pocket and run the football. Chiefs defense 18th in DVOA. They're the worst remaining defense in the postseason, and I think that they match up very poorly against Josh Allen in this defense. I think that there's going to be a lot of points in this game, and I think we better buckle up. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be fun, absolutely. And I do see Allen moving the football mainly with his own feet, as far as being probably the lead rusher on that team.
Oh yeah.
Singletary, to me, he's had a down year.
Singletary and Moss both have never
They
haven't
can't figure
really
it out
ever
between
been
those
able to
two.
get that
No.
going. And
Yeah.
I don't think I think because Josh Allen had so many attempts this year. I mean, they dropped back to pass on, I think it was 71% of their offensive plays this year. So they don't ever really try to establish a traditional running game. They rely more on Josh Allen to get rushing yards.
And like you said, with the Chiefs being the worst defense left, I really see the over in this football game. I was looking at it hard. I like that.
Tom Brady just released a hype video 3 minutes ago. It says, let's
sure,
fucking go with a period.
money
LFG, but
line.
let's fucking go. And he's got the first scene or first shot of the video is him in the snow, or is the snow. Basically saying, fuck your snow. I'm going to go out and play football. So we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. 43-year-old adapted to Tampa, Florida weather.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe-
I don't think it's the same.
Yeah.
What'd you say, LFG?
LFG, let's fucking go.
Maybe it's Lambeau's freezing. Gosh.
Gosh darn it.
Mambo's freezing guy.
If you want to get amped today, go watch the Bills hype video with Kyle Brandt, and you will run through a wall.
Because it's the Bills?
Hey, let's see it. Tolly run through the wall. Here we go.
I wanna
Turn
see
that
Tolly
off.
I'll run through a table.
Tolly through the drywall.
Yeah,
there
can
you
we
go.
get-
We need to
can we
get
get Tolly
if the Bills
match
make the
the
Super
table?
Bowl, we need to get Tolly to jump through a table before the game.
Oh, no, absolutely is
Let's
happening.
do it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's going to be so much
I-
back and forth between him and Zook
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
In fact, I will not respect Tolly as a Bills fan until he jumps through a table.
I think that's fair, honestly.
Yeah,
That's
like,
actually
at,
fair.
At that point, I just kind of want a Packers-Bills Super Bowl now. Shit.
Me too.
I just want to see him jump through a table. Yeah.
that'd be
I really
worth it.
want to see Packers Bills. That would be amazing.
If we get a
I think we-
Packers-Bills Super Bowl, can Zook and Tolly fight?
Just
Hate that.
straight up fight, just box.
Just fight.
Rough and rowdy.
We're gonna fight. Yeah. Okay, let's pick these ball games, boys. Let's pick these games. So again, we've been picking against the spread all year long. We're gonna keep doing it here today.
Threes,
the first
baby,
one,
we got threes.
you got threes. Yeah, it's all over the field goals. So let's look at this one. The first one will be the NFC Championship. Green Bay Packers hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. FanDuel has it at the Packers -3 points, over under 53.5.
Yeah, I really like the Packers in this game. I mean, God, I picked the Packers when they were going up against the Niners last year. I'm gonna roll with them again this year to make the Super Bowl. I feel a lot more confident about it this year. I still think that the Bucs have perfect, almost 50% chance to still win the game, but I think the Packers are the better team. Let us not forget the Bucs are a wild card for a reason. They have not been a consistent football team. I think if the game script can favor the Packers early on, they will, I think, win the day. The Packers have outscored their opponents 140, where they're plus 140 in the second quarter this season. They're only plus 12 in the fourth quarter. So I think they need to get up early and get a lead in this game. I think that's going to be important. How do they come out against the Bucs the first couple of drives? I think that'll dictate the flow of the game and dictate, kind of what this game's gonna look like, because everything kind of unraveled for the Packers very quickly down in Tampa with the 2 turnovers. They did get up 14-0 in that game. So if I don't think that Tampa's going to be as fortunate, if they get behind early in this game, they're going to have a much tougher time coming back.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I get into my take about this football game, I just want to insert, I didn't see the graphic, probably having graphic problems, but Big Web 5-0 last week. 5-0 last week
Having
with the crown.
graphic
Just wanted
problems.
to
Yeah. Forgot about that. Good job, Dad.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, nice.
Not a big deal.
It's interesting how that
There
happens
you go.
sometimes. There it is, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen. Take a look at
By
that.
the way, congratulations to Andrew Sherping for winning the NFL jersey this year. He won the
to go,
pick 'em,
Andrew.
so congratulations. Let us know, Andrew. Talk to Nick or DM us or send us an email and let us know what jersey you want.
Congratulations. Hey, so, yeah, the Pack. I like the Pack in this football game. I think they're going to get it done. I think they're going to outscore Tampa. It's going to be a great football game. I think Packers going to win it in the end.
Nick?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in agreement with these guys. The game last week, the Packers get out to a quick start in the first half and get out to that lead. and their defense has looked better so in recent weeks. And I think while Tampa played really great, had the perfect game plan against New Orleans last week, I think, like I said earlier, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is making the same mistakes that Drew Brees made. So I think the Packers win this one by a touchdown. I did tease Tampa up to 10. I don't think Packers win by more than 7 in this one. So I got kind of a little taste on both sides. Also have a futures bet on Packers plus 500 to win the Super Bowl. I do think this is Aaron Rodgers' year.
Get ready to screenshot, Bucks fans. We're going all Packers today, so whenever Tampa gets it done, you can chirp us. So I hate doing clean sweeps.
Very nervous about you guys clean sweeping my favorite team with a chance to go to the freaking Super Bowl.
It's hard. It's hard to see all that the full Packers panel right there. But I will say I do like the Packers. They're my favorite pick of the entire weekend. Again, sorry Zook, but they are. I just think they're ready to go. They've been playing at another level. Tom Brady eventually has to lose. Right? He has to fucking lose. There's no way the story can continue.
Put that off for next week.
Right. I think Aaron Rodgers gets it done today. I just think it's his year. They pissed him off with drafting Jordan Love. Couldn't have been a better situation for the Packers front office. They get a quarterback, but more importantly, they put Rodgers in a Jedi level, as I mentioned, and I just think they're too good. I think the defense will step up today, and I do see them winning this game by a touchdown. So give me the Packers, clean sweep. Let's get it done. And let's go to the Super Bowl. I like that. Zook, congratulations. I think, I just feel good about this one.
The Packers just made the Super Bowl.
I could not love this
there
pick
goes
anymore,
Jinx.
Zook.
Right
could
there.
not love this pick anymore, Zook.
Oh, my God.
Love.
Scary.
All right, so we go
We'll be all right. Ain't no jinxes.
Oh, boy. He said the word. All right. Buffalo, Kansas City. The Bills are getting 3 points tonight at 5:40 p.m. Central. 54.5 is the over-under. Are we doing, by the way, we doing locks or aces today?
Yeah, I say we ace something from the game, whether it's spread, over, under, something.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chiefs in this game. If it's 3.5, I was really kind of, the Packers spread open at like 4.5, and that came down, which is why I picked Green Bay. But the Chiefs has kind of been hovering around that field goal, and now that it's down, we don't have the hook. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think that this is another like coin flip game, but I just think the Chiefs are going to find a way to get it done. I know Patrick Mahomes has the turf toe. It's not going to look pretty at times, but I just kind of believe in that team and that organization and the coaching staff to find a way. So that's kind of why I'm going with the Chiefs here. I just can't bet against, Patty and Andy. That's really what it comes down to.
Dad?
The Chiefs are too strong. I think they're going to be just fine.
Clip that off.
I'm praying. Clip that. Go ahead. Clip it off. I'm praying that we don't have a toe problem that really affects the mobility of Mahomes that big. The guys, if he can get to his weapons.
I'm praying we don't have a toe problem.
If he can get to his weapons, they're going to cover the football game and win it, advance, and cover the over also.
Nick?
I have the Chiefs +4 in a teaser with the over, but because I'm 2 games back of Zook right now, and we just both picked the Packers, and there's only 2 games left, I am going with the Bills.